I have a full-time job as a marketer. I like to teach after office. I love reading books. I run an art and gifting business. And I'm trying to maintain this YouTube channel while I'm a married man who lives with my partner and my family. And balancing all of this without burning out is not an easy task. But thanks to this one productivity hack, I'm able to stay on top of all my tasks and still have enough time and energy for myself and my loved ones. So is this just another video on productivity? Well, it could be. But in this video, I'm going to share the only productivity hack that I use to manage my life without getting overwhelmed. So I'll be honest, with so many things to be done, there are days which can get pretty intense. But then there are some days which can be pretty light and easygoing. But the idea is to not let the tasks pile on, because once you start having tasks going in the pending folder again and again, you tend to procrastinate and run away from things. You would not want your momentum to break, would you? So what's the process that I follow? Well, it is two simple steps. Number one, track all the to-dos for the day on my journal. I can use an app for this, but I prefer the journal because the feel of it is nice. Number two, take one task at a time, and whenever I'm working on a task, I will track the time I'm spending on it on an Excel sheet. Now, does this mean that I have a watertight routine? The answer is no. This time boxing method is very flexible, allowing me to do things as and when they come. Let's understand this with an example. As you can see on my journal entry, the 20th of November has several tasks lined up. It was perhaps one of the busiest days of 2024, and now as you can see on the Excel sheet, I have time blocked and written down the tasks and the associated time against it. So when I start working on the task, I turn on a timer on my phone or my watch. I start working on the task, and as the task gets done, I write the time of how much time it took me to get the job done. And while I'm working on the task, I try to keep my phone away so that I'm able to work on the task distraction free. The key here is to work deeply distraction free. And you know what the best part about this productivity method is? You're able to get a lot more done in the time frame that you have stipulated for yourself, because you get into the state of flow where the perception of your time sort of fades away and the effectiveness of your work increases significantly. So on the 20th of November, I had to prepare for an interview at a company called Glance for a marketing role. Now, as per my to-dos, I needed to research about the company and prepare for the interview. So I started researching at 12:30 and I got up only once my interview was done at 7:30. Now, I'll be honest, it's not that all of this was planned, that I would be spending 5 hours straight on the research and interview process itself. No. But when I started working on the time boxing technique, I realized that I lost track of time and I was able to work with very high concentration for these 5 hours straight. And guess what? I cracked the interview and I joined the company. Now, I may have missed my lunch on that day, but the day turned out to be pretty productive and I had a nice heavy dinner later. Now, I've taken the example of one of my busiest days of 2024, of course, to impress you, but I'm not making this video to mislead you. Hence, I will take another example wherein the day was not as busy, but it was productive enough. So the day is Sunday, November 24, 2024. Now, on this particular day, there were two things that I needed to ensure that was done. Number one, I had to complete editing the video, which was supposed to be released on Tuesday, that is 2 days later. And number two, I was supposed to take a physical class on digital marketing in Bangalore that was supposed to last for about 5 to 6 hours. And of course, there were some other tiny tasks that had to be accomplished that day. So I told you that I write all the tasks on my journal and then I track all of that on my Excel sheet. But if I go back to this day, I had not even written a journal entry. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this to showcase that no routine is perfect and there is not one man or one woman who will follow all the things that they have written on their routine religiously for each day, every day. And I did not intend to show you one of the most productive days I've had and show you that I am a productivity sigma. In reality, I am not. Just like many of you, I too struggle with productivity, and there are days when I'm able to hardly get anything done. But keeping a track of what are the things you are supposed to do helps, and tracking the tasks that you are working on along with the time you're spending on it also helps significantly. Because as humans, what happens is we sometimes spend a lot more time on a task than is actually required because we are not deeply focused on it, and that is where we lose most of our time and energy. So this time boxing productivity hack that I have talked about is beneficial in multiple ways. Number one, it helps you focus on one task at a time. Number two, it keeps you accountable for the tasks you are supposed to work on, and it keeps a track of how much time you are spending to work on it. Number three, it is flexible, so you can adapt your day as per how life is treating you. And most importantly, it helps you reduce decision fatigue. So this way you don't have to think what has to be done. You exactly know what has to be done. All you need to do is sit down, start working on it, and start a timer. So to conclude, time boxing is not a perfect productivity hack, but it's rather about taking control of your day one task at a time. time. So here's my challenge for you. Try time boxing methodology for a week or 10 days. All you need to do is write down what are the most important to-dos on your day, and whenever you start working on it, track it on an Excel sheet. Now you need not do it for all the tasks that you have planned in your life. You can start with one task a day, but choose the task which is the most important and the most difficult one to get rid of. Try doing it for a few days and see if it works for you. If it works for you, great. If not, go figure out some other productivity hack, because there are many out there. The idea is to start small but stay consistent at whatever you are intending to do, because consistency compounds. And if you watch this video till the very end, take your hand, pat yourself on the back, and I wish you that you are productive and reproductive. And before you go, please do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you love the video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.